I'm getting ready to tear down this system I put together. I did a mock-up of this because I've got a gig coming up next month where the client is requesting a small mobile system. Now, most of this podium system, for the most part, minus the scrim, I put together for a club gig I have because the allocated space for me to set up is very small. The client I have coming up wants a small mobile system. This is a casino that I've worked at for probably the past 15 years. This is a new group of people that are bringing in entertainment, and they're doing it for conventions. This is going to be my first time out with this group of people who are in charge of this, banquets or whatever, and I want to make a good impression. So they want small, I'm going to give them small, compact, inconspicuous, out of the way, this. It's going to work just fine. When I posted this video on social media and the picture of the system, there were a lot of comments that I guess I was a little surprised about. Some people acted pretty angry about this. How dare a client tell us how big our system should be? Or somebody else said, I'm 6'4", I can't have this little bitty system, I need more room. Every event that I do, it seems like I've got a smaller and smaller piece of real estate at the venue to set up. We are not being taken into consideration by the facility or the client or the banquet hall. Yeah, I understand your frustration. You know, back in the old days, I used to do something I called peacocking, where I made my system look bigger than it was. Like I'd have a 10 or 15 foot truss with a few lights on it that I really could have gotten away with, like probably a T-bar. But I wanted to look big and impressive. Where now I think people really want us to be a little more conspicuous and out of the way. They've got other ideas. They've got decorating ideas. They've got visions. And they don't know a lot about what we do. But, you know, I think a big part of our job has always been about adapting to the situation. And I think something like this adapts well. And I don't mind it, because the less I have to carry, the better. I mean, that's just me with my disability thing. But I know a lot of people like a little more real estate. They want to spread out and do their overhead truss light shows and things of that nature. They've always done it that way, and they feel like maybe they've had to make so many compromises with music and the way they dress and things like that. They feel like the last thing they want to compromise on are the tools of the trade. Well, unfortunately, that's just kind of what we do. That's what I've been doing. And I think, you know, at my age, it's my birthday, by the way, I'm 52 years old, and I've been doing this since the 80s, and I feel like I've always been able to adapt. And that's what's keeping me here. That's why I'm not retiring from this, because I'm willing to adapt with the music they want to listen to and the way they want it mixed and the quality of sound and the sound objectives and even the lights. I mean, I've gone all kind of uplighting stuff with the Ape. I don't do the overhead truss anymore, and people like it. Do I think it would be cooler to have maybe some stuff up on a stick? Yeah, it might be. Some moving heads might be cool. Other things might be really cool too, but you know what? The client wants something a little more conspicuous. In 2023, this has been the trend for a long time. And where I live, the trend has also been smaller and smaller events. Now, this is pre-COVID. They've been asking for this, or it's just been happening, I guess. The typical wedding was 200, 250, maybe up to 350 people. It's down. If I have a wedding over 150 people, that's unusual. So sometimes the facilities are a little smaller. They're packing a lot of stuff in there. So the least I can do, I guess, is try to make myself fit, right? But I get your frustration on this. But we have to adapt. It's just the nature of the beast. If you're not willing to adapt or figure out workarounds for things that, yeah, okay, fine, they might be ridiculous requests from clients to be smaller and to fit in this space that's not ideal or whatever the case might be, you got to do it. You just have to do it. And the more willing you are to do it, the happier you're going to be, the happier your client's going to be, and come up with cool, clever solutions for this stuff. I don't know. This works for me. It's not going to work for some people. It's a battle mixer. There's not jog wheels on here and stuff. I don't use them anymore. I'm using a mouse for stuff just because things are getting so condensed. Plus, I guess 2 jog wheels is a little overkill for somebody with one hand to work with. I do just fine with the mouse. It sounds great. I haven't done any sound quality compromises. The light show actually looks really nice. The uplight stuff is really cool. You have to kind of do guerrilla lighting design every time you go into a venue, but you're not blinding the audience, right? The speakers, they're smaller. I'm using column arrays now. The benefits of this, there are so many benefits that I discovered when I started using these things. Like, they're clear, but they're not deafening anybody. If you EQ things right, you get good stuff. So you get the sound, but it's not deafening sound. It's hot on the dance floor. You can have conversations out in the seating areas. This is all stuff I discovered after I started using it. Same with the lighting. I was like, oh man, all I'm going to do is bring these lights here to light up columns and stuff. No, man, this stuff reflects off of white ceilings and creates a better wash than I ever did. So, I don't know. Don't be afraid to change and adapt. We have to. It's just the way it goes. But yeah, so I'm going to tear this down and relax because I do gig. It's technically today because it's like 2:30 in the morning, but it's tomorrow, Saturday night. And if you're in the Milwaukee area, come on down and see me at Safe House. I start at 9. I'll see you then. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you so much. Practice and enjoy.